Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Fallout 76 video on the channel. Today we're playing in the PTS once again, and we're looking at the new event that's meant to be getting added in with the spring update called the Big Bloom. Now personally I'm quite impressed by this event as it brings in some lore which is quite cool, linking in different characters from different parts of Fallout 76 including Pittsburgh, Atlantic City and also of course Appalachia. Now the weird thing about this event is it adds in the Overgrown into Appalachia, which is definitely not meant to really happen. They're only meant to be in Atlantic City, but for whatever reason they are now in Appalachia. The event also includes a kind of new boss which you fight at the end, so stay tuned for that as it's definitely quite an interesting one which I enjoyed fighting, and to be fair the event all round was actually quite enjoyable and I'm quite impressed by it. Now before we dive into all the details of the event, I want to just quickly cover the reason why the Overgrown are meant to be in Appalachia. If you go to the new location on the map called Susan's Cabin, which is literally right on the edge of the map itself, which makes me a bit excited thinking are they going to continue expanding the map in the future, which is going to be really cool if they do. The location however is called Susan's Cabin as you can see on the map, and here you will find a new character called Black-Eyed Susan. When you speak to her she seems like a pretty innocent old woman who enjoys her flowers, but she is definitely not the innocent woman which you'd think. When you actually start talking to her she mentions the fact that she used to be in the gang making clothes out of people's intestines and all sorts of other stuff which I'll leave up to your imagination for you to check out when it actually gets added into the game. Now also dotted around Susan's cabin and talking to her she does mention that there is a Blue Ridge caravan that is broken down that no one has come to claim. Around this caravan there is also a few holotapes as well as a few notes which tell you the story about what's going on and why the Overgrown have made it to this random patch on the border of Appalachia. There's 3 different holotapes which you can listen to as well as various different notes dotted around, making links with different people including Luke Acosta, and the holotapes even mention the fact that they were thinking about going over to Pittsburgh, but when they got there the place was horrible and full of smog so they left. When you see the caravan broken down you'll notice that it had a cage on it, and when you read through the notes and listen to the holotapes it appears that they wanted to bring the Overgrown from Atlantic City and basically take them on tour as part of some kind of circus. So I'm thinking that these must be linked with the showman somehow, and they thought it would be a great idea to take them and attempt to train them. When you listen to the holotapes and read through the notes it also shows you the training plan, and the holotapes actually do mention the fact that they were trying to train them, and it shows you kind of like audio logs of them kind of attempting this, and the final one finishes on quite a bad kind of turn where basically it just savages and kills the people trying to train them. That's basically the lore of this event. Basically the Overgrown have got free and this is where they're living now, and Susan found this place and found that it was full of flowers and decided to stay here. Being an ex-gang member who did all sorts of dodgy stuff, she's fighting off the Overgrown herself, but for the event she needs your help because she's struggling to actually kind of collect all her flowers and stuff like that. Now to start the event you have to go and speak with Black-Eyed Susan, who basically explains this to you, requesting that you go and help her collect her flowers, which is the first part really of the event. There's 3 different types of flowers that you've got to collect, and you've got to go around picking them all up and then storing them in her kind of stash box thing right beside her cabin. Whilst doing this you will get attacked by waves and waves of Overgrown. They don't actually come in a kind of wave, they're just constantly coming at you, and it does get quite chaotic at points as you may see in the footage on screen, and it is a lot of fun, decent XP and overall a pretty fun event. Now once you've collected all of the flowers you're then going to have to set the Overgrown on fire. This is her idea of getting rid of them and killing them, so she's got a box up on the roof of the cabin where you can get these explosives which are basically Molotovs, and you've got to throw them at the Overgrown, setting 25 of them on fire. Once this is done and you've killed the Overgrown, you've then got to go and investigate a disturbance that is happening just a little bit off from the cabin. At first I was a little bit confused by this because I got to the disturbance area and I was thinking, well I don't know what I'm meant to be interacting with here, and I thought the event was going to end and I was going to fail, but it turns out it's not. You just got to kind of hang around the disturbance area and then you will meet the new kind of boss fight, which I'm going to call it, where you're going to be fighting Beelzebub, which is a giant honeybee, which is something we have never seen before. She does mention Beelzebub when you're talking to her and you kind of don't really understand what she's going on about. I just presumed it was going to be a normal honeybee, but it turns out it is not at all. It is a giant honeybee. Now the fight itself is not too bad, I didn't actually get killed by it or anything like that, but while you're also fighting this you will be fighting off waves of honeybees and everything else that's attacking you, including the Overgrown, which all in all is a lot of fun. You will get a couple of legendaries dotted throughout the event, as well as the final enemy, Beelzebub, being a 3-star legendary, so you can get some decent stuff off them. And there is also a whole bunch of new rewards which you can pick up from this event. From completing it the first time round, I somehow got 3 different plans. I'm not sure how I managed that, but yeah, you can get 3 just from doing that. I'm guessing some may be kind of like once you complete the event, you get a standard one, kind of like in other events like Fashnat, where you'd get the Stein type of thing. But yeah, in this scenario I got a few different plans. Unfortunately, because it is so early, there's been no kind of specific data mines as of yet that anyone's posted to tell you what all of the actual rewards are, and I didn't want to continuously play this event non-stop until I got all of them, because let's be fair, I would never know when I got all of them until we've got all the details, so I didn't want to kind of mess around and try and do that. I just want to get the video up to you guys so you can see what this new event is all about. Now, the one thing I'm not sure about with this event is whether or not it's going to be kind of like a seasonal event, because it is meant to be kind of like a spring themed event. So originally I did think it was going to be a seasonal event where maybe we'll get this every spring now to mix it up and kind of stop repeating the same events over and over again, or whether or not this is going to be a public event. According to the community calendar, this event is meant to be live as of March the 11th up until March the 25th, which is making me feel like it is definitely going to be a seasonal event, because it is classified on the community calendar as the Big Bloom Challenge event. So I'm presuming this will be a new seasonal event, but we'll have to wait for some kind of official confirmation of that. Right now I would place my money on the fact that it is going to be a seasonal event. Stay tuned on the channel in case anyone does post the full list of rewards for this event, because I'll make a video on it as soon as that does come out. If you've got any questions about it, let me know down in the comments below, as again, this is the PTS, it's not live in the game servers right now. Now, just before we do end, I want to quickly show them few plans that I actually did unlock. They were the Flower Crown Carnal Weeper, Susan's Floral Secrets, and the Wasteland Florist Apron. The outfit I did unlock though was the Florist's Apron, which is the same outfit that she wears, and to be fair, it's not so bad, but that is it right there so you can see it. Here are some of the potential rewards that might be linked with it. We've got the Motorized Butter Churn here, as you can see on screen. Not sure if that comes from something else though, but these ones definitely must come from this event. They're very small, so you can't really see them that well, and I can't build them if I don't have the plans. But this produces crystal cups over time, this produces rad lilies all over time, and this produces carnal weepers over time. Under floor decorations, we also have the Helvetian flower display, which is a potential reward. There's a couple of flower boxes here that you can see, where we have the flower box Ash Rose, the flower box Aster, Mutated Fern, Rhododendron, whatever the hell you pronounce that one, Suit Flower, and then above it we've also got the Flowering Box Ash Rose, Flowering Box Aster, Flowering Box Mutated Fern, the Rhododendron again, and the Suit Flower as well. I did see roughly that someone did mention that these may be linked with Fashnat, but I feel like these could very well potentially be linked with the Big Bloom. I did have a few plans that I did read, which you did see on screen just a moment ago, but I literally cannot find them anywhere, so I'm not entirely sure what the crack is with them. Anyways guys, that's it from this video. Hope you all did enjoy. If you did, hit that like button, make sure to subscribe, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Bye bye.